but Yama tells him that they are all fake like his friends. Minato is relieved to hear that and gets ready to try his powers, and at the same time, Kirin visits the house. He doesn't find Minato, so he decides to leave a gift there, which is a durian fruit, and everyone knows that it smells like the underwear of a weak dead hobo. Kirin leaves his gift and takes off, but just then Reiki and Oryu come out of the pond and kick the foul-smelling fruit away. Kirin catches it and asks what the hell they are doing, and the two holy beasts tell him that he shouldn't bring foul-smelling garbage here while the owner of the house is away. Kirin replies that it is a very tasty food, and they can't throw it away because they don't like it. Back in the fake forest, Minato unleashes his full power, creating powerful winds that shake the trees. However, he can't keep it up for long and collapses soon. Yama brings him back to the house, and once Minato regains consciousness, he decides that he needs to train harder to become strong. He keeps training in the fake forest while carving new nameplates for his house, and Yama can tell that there is more spiritual power in them now. A few days later, Minato becomes much better at using Fujin's powers. He can now control wind to create a mini tornado that picks up dry leaves from the ground and deposits them in one spot. He is pleased that the power is finally helpful to him in daily life, and even Yama can see that he has improved a lot. Minato acts humble, saying that he is still nowhere near Fujin's level. But then the wind god himself arrives there to tell him that he should not underestimate himself. He claims that if Minato keeps training, he will become strong enough to split the house of his enemies into two, and Minato nervously replies that he believes in non-violence. Raijin tells him that he should at least try to zap his enemies unconscious once before giving up on violence, but Minato tells him there is no need for that. He then notices that Yama's minions are not with them and asks where are they. Yama replies that they are training right now because they also need to improve a lot. He says that they are currently meditating in the fake forest because earlier, when they faced the evil spirit in the mountain, they were helpless before it. Minato is happy to hear this and hopes they are doing the best, but the minions' meditation has already turned into a group nap session. After that, Minato roasts some sweet potatoes inside the pile of dried leaves, and Yama and Oryu enjoy it a lot. Reiki prefers to get drunk instead of eating, while Raijin and Fujin tell Minato that they can make better roasted sweet potatoes than him. He asks them how, and they decide to give him a demo. Fujin lifts the sweet potatoes up in the air, and then Raijin hits them with a current. But instead of just roasting, he burns the sweet potatoes. Minato is disappointed, but just then, he feels something hit his feet. He finds some exotic fruits on the ground with Kirin hiding in the bushes and asks if he is back from his travels around the world. He thanks him for bringing exotic fruits with him as always and offers some of the burnt sweet potatoes. But Kirin thinks that humans love to burn things and creatures, and he might be next on Minato's list. He hides behind the bushes, and Minato wonders when this holy beast will open up to him. Yama tells him to get some beer because that is what Kirin likes, and he decides to make a note of it. Just then, his doorbell rings and Minato finds Haruma on his doorsteps, looking extremely exhausted. Haruma collapses on Minato's shoulders immediately, and he takes him inside and gives him some water, while asking if everything is alright. Haruma apologizes for worrying him and then remarks that he is feeling a stronger spiritual pressure today. Minato can't tell him that there are a bunch of gods sitting around him, so he asks Haruma about his condition. The nerd exorcist replies that he needs his help to exorcise a really powerful and evil spirit this time, because all the exorcists of his associations can't do it even if they combine their power. He explains that a few weeks ago, a cursed doll was brought to a temple to be exorcised, but they failed to eradicate the evil spirit inside it. The spirit became increasingly powerful and took over the entire temple, and now there is such a thick evil aura around it that the exorcists can't even approach it. Minato says that he can simply write some new notes to help him, but Haruma explains that the problem is more serious than that. The cursed temple is inside another dimension, and they can't reach it. However, he knows that Minato is not an ordinary man because he lives in a sacred place like this. He also knows that Minato can see and talk to gods and divine spirits, and that comes as a surprise. Yama is not pleased to hear that because he thinks that Haruma wants to use his powers to fulfill his mission. He grows furious and roars at him, telling him to know his place, and Haruma pees himself even though he can't really see Yama. The minions help Yama calm down, and Minato decides to stop hiding the fact that he can talk to gods. He asks Yama if they can enter the separate dimension with his help, and he affirms. He is ready to help, but has a condition, and that condition is to eat some luxurious traditional sweets. Haruma doesn't disappoint him and buys the best sweets he can, which is enough to win Yama's heart. He tells Minato to get ready to enter another dimension, but makes it clear that he will not come along. Instead, he wants his minions to lead Minato and show him the results of their training. The minions are eager to do that as well, and Minato prepares a slip to use against the evil spirit. He leaves the house to Yama and other divine beasts. But he doesn't realize when a leaf of the sacred camphor tree gets stuck in his hoodie. Minato and the minions go to the city where they can meet the exorcists and find the entrance to the other dimension. He follows the map to the exorcist headquarters, but the minions get distracted by some freshly baked apple pies, so Minato decides to treat them first. As they are eating the pies, a bunch of crows appear in front of them and start shouting at them. Minato realizes that they are here to show them the way, and he immediately follows the crows to an abandoned region where the corrupted temple lies. The evil aura is so thick that even Minato can see it, and the minions warn him to be careful. He calls Harima to inform him that he is at the front gate, and he replies that he is at the rear gate with the other exorcists. Just then, Harima's partner throws some powerful talismans at the evil aura to clear it, but they simply vanish without doing anything. Harima warns Minato that he shouldn't push himself here, and if he feels that his life is in danger, he should immediately run away because this is not his responsibility. Minato replies that he will do his best and tries to open the door, but he gets a shock that pushes him back. The minions tell him that they will help him, and they push the door with their divine energy to open it to the other dimension filled with malice and evil energy. Minato runs inside and finds a creepy-looking temple, and the minions tell him that the source of all corruption lies inside. Suddenly, a bunch of evil spirits come flying towards him, and Minato pulls out a note in time to blow them all away. As the evil spirits vanish, the dolls they were possessing fall to the ground. The minions decide that they can't let Minato do all the work, and when the next wave attacks, they take them down. One of the minions gets really excited and doesn't listen to his friends when they tell him to stay alert. Suddenly, a doll that was not completely exorcised attacks him, but luckily, his friends manage to tear the doll's hair and free him. Minato is glad to see that all of them are unharmed, but then the boss of evil spirits comes out itself. Everyone realizes how powerful this evil spirit is, and then it suddenly takes to the skies. The evil spirit lets out a loud scream, and Minato decides to finish the fight quickly. He throws a bunch of memos up in the air and then uses his wind powers to shoot them towards the evil spirit, but it senses danger and uses its hair to tear the talismans and smack the minions away. Minato is worried about them, but then the evil spirit grabs him and completely surrounds him with its hair. As the hairs start tightening around him, Minato fears that he will be crushed to death, and in his hour of crisis, he calls out to Yama, who hears his voice all the way from another dimension. Suddenly, the minions get close to Minato and tell him not to worry because they will free him. They channel Yama's power through their body and also his howl that deal tremendous damage to the evil spirit and immobilizes it. Minato is free now, and he decides to exorcise the evil spirit immediately. He writes directly on the doll, and the evil spirit inside it rushes away. He is glad that everything is over, but the minions tell him that there is still a lot of evil energy inside the temple. Minato goes inside and finds an orb trapped in evil energy. The minions tell him that it is a mountain god that was corrupted by evil forces, and it is in a lot of pain. They say that if they can exorcise him, the problem will be completely solved, and Minato gets to work. He searches his pockets, but there are no more talismans there. But luckily, he has brought his notepad along. He makes a dozen talismans to purify the mountain god's spirit, but the writing fades without having any effect. Suddenly, the temple begins to tremble as the alternate dimension falls apart, and one of the minions stumbles inside Minato's hoodie. There he finds a leaf and excitedly tells Minato that he can use it. Minato realizes that it is the leaf of the sacred camphor tree, and it must have more power than anything else. He immediately starts writing on the leaf, even though he has almost run out of spiritual power. He writes his family name on the leaf and uses its power on the corrupted mountain god, and luckily, it is enough to exorcise the evil energy possessing it. The mountain god is freed and Minato picks up the orb, but just then, the alternate dimension starts collapsing. Minato pucks the orb inside his bag and runs out, but there doesn't seem to be enough time to get out of the alternate dimension. The minions freak out and say that they will vanish if they can't get out of this dimension in time. The world starts breaking, and then suddenly, a tree falls on top of them. Minato freaks out on seeing this, but then suddenly, the tree is split into two along with the house, and he falls down a crack in the ground. When he wakes up, Minato finds himself back on Earth, in front of the destroyed temple, and he wonders how did he reach here. Just then, Reijin and Fujin arrive there, telling him that if he was stronger, he could have also done this because this was just slashing the house of his enemy in two. Minato thanks them for saving him and then returns to his house.